Irish guy. Anyway, so let's crack on with it then. Who will I pick for the England squad at the World Cup? And now, okay, as a proud and staunch Irish man, I mean, if I was given full control with English FA, oh, you're damn right I'd be picking a rusty Carl Darlow in nets and throwing a useless brick like Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. Maybe replace Harry Kane with Troy Deeney up front before stuffing Danny Welbeck on the wing. Honestly, absolute sabotage. But okay, based on actual logic then. Alright, let's see my 26-man England squad. Right, let's go. Goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Okay, well this is hardly surprising. Yeah, I know Jordan Pickford has his critics. And yes, he does look a bit like a dunce who used to sit in the back row of maths class eating spoonfuls of mud for lunch. You know, Sunderland's answer to Nelson Muntz. Yeah, I know, for Everton, he often shows the concentration of Krusty the Clown. But honestly, there's been so many laughable mistakes for the Toffees. You could probably compile a YouTube disaster class, show it to my mum, and she'll tell you that this man belongs in another job. Maybe be a dentist in Sunderland. To be fair, I think in that city, there's on average maybe about 6 teeth in everyone's head. But yeah, Pickford hasn't let England down, so if he comes back from his injury, well, yeah, first choice. Goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. I'll be honest, if you told me 18 months ago that Aaron Ramsdale would be going to the World Cup, I would assume that either 9 other English goalies had been struck down by the bubonic plague, or he managed to discover some Welsh grandmother and quickly smiled for another passport. Honestly, so rarely have I got a football player's ability so wrong. But I mean, can you really blame me? He was relegated twice in a row for 2 different clubs. I honestly thought he was about as attractive as an option as, oh, I don't know, eating a muffin that's been baked in poo. But no, not only is he a brilliant shot stopper, but he's got the right energy for a dressing room. Honestly, you're going to be locked away in Qatar for a month. I mean, half these players' children are going to be getting excited for Santa Claus while you're toiling to a 0-0 draw with Iran. So you need a joker to lighten the mood. But I mean, Jordan Pickford's energy is so intense. Yeah, he's a joker. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Honestly, he's a bit like Joe Hart back in his peak. Listen, I rated Hart, but I mean, let's be real. At World Cups, he was a ticking time bomb. He just looked like he was at a breaking point where he'd just come from drowning puppies in the bath. But Ramsdale, he's got that jokey class clown energy. You know, football's answer to chunks. I feel like what Ben Foster probably was in Brazil. He is so important for the team. Yeah, second choice. Goalkeeper Nick Pope. Yeah, it's between Dean Henderson and Nick Pope for the 3rd spot. But come on, let's be real. This is by far the most pointless position in the squad. You could honestly wheel out Harry Kane's grandma, stuff her in a wheelchair with a cup of tea, and give her the 3rd choice gloves, and it won't make a difference. She could be sitting on that bench wetting herself every 10 minutes. She's never going to play. I mean, here's an example of some 3rd choice England goalies at tournaments. Scott Carson went to the World Cup in 2006 when he was 20 years of age and was coming off a season where he just played 9 games on loan at Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, at Euro 2004, Ian Walker was a 33-year-old goalkeeper who'd just been relegated from the Premier League with Leicester. Weirdly, he's now a coach with Shanghai Port, probably spending his days eating cookies with Oscar in Brazil's answer to a spoilt Richie Rich. I mean, Jack Butland was 3rd choice at Euro 2012 10 years ago. He was 19 years old and had just spent the season playing League 2 football with Cheltenham Town. And he made the squad. Honestly, it doesn't matter. But yeah, leave your toxic bunny Dean Henderson at home. Bring the ridiculously solid Nick Pope. I mean, come on, he's 1st choice goalkeeper for Newcastle United. As far as 3rd choice goalies go, he is a ridiculously strong pick. Right back, Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker deserves a World Cup to play right back. This man is so criminally underrated. Lads, he's been a 1st choice pick for Manchester City while they've utterly dominated English football. And yeah, some people want him to warm the bench for Reece James. I'm gonna say this. Not only is Walker a world-class footballer, but he is the best English right back I've ever seen. He is a complete footballer. I mean, Gary Neville could only dream of being as skilled as this utter demon right back. But lad, I mean, for the last 2 World Cups, he missed Brazil in 2014 due to injury, so he had to sit in his beanbag in London watching Glenn Johnson play every match. And last about in 2018, he was a centre back, watching Kieran Trippier take all the glory out wide. But not this time. I would play a back 4. I'm not saying he's anywhere near as good as what Danny Alves was, no, but I'm sorry, he's still a Pep Guardiola right back. Starting spot for sure. And also, while we're here, a quick interruption just to say that this video is sponsored by OneFootball. I mean, come on, you've probably heard about them before, right? Okay, unless you just spent the last year living in a cabin doing nothing but watching DVDs of Shrek 3 and Monsters Inc. But lads, OneFootball is my #1 destination for football news, transfer updates, player data, and yeah, the latest matchday scores. How can you survive without it? Lads, if you want to be the most informed brainiac on the schoolyard, you know, your school's answer to Alfie Potts Harbor, I'm not sure why anyone would. Hey, if you want to, you know, be that big brain box, then just download this OneFootball app, okay? There's a link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Honestly, this is the database. This is what you need to have if you wanna, you know, be the next James Alcott. Why am I just naming other you? No, listen, go get the One Football app. This is the only one for you. Honestly, it's perfect. It's got everything you need on there. So go on. As I said, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Honestly, go do it now. Anyway, back into the video. Right back, Reece James. Look, I know England have an absolute wealth of brilliant right backs, but I mean, so you can only really pick one. Honestly, if Gareth Southgate decides to bring all four, it's all a bit silly. It's very overkill. I mean, it's like turning up to your neighbour's barbecue whilst carrying a dead pig on your back. I mean, it's like going on a picnic date and deciding to bring 30 sandwiches. Yeah, try and share 30 sandwiches with your date. She'll be vomiting up cheese after 10 minutes. James is a more complete defender than Alexander-Arnold. I'm sorry, but he is, and he's in better form. He's versatile. Yeah, get him on the plane. Right back here in Trippier. Okay, I know, I said if I was England boss, I wouldn't bring too many right backs. I mean, lads, Kieran Trippier is fantastic. I'm sorry, but he is. Not only is he a solid and composed defender for Newcastle, but he's one of the best set-piece takers in the league. And lads, he is one of the true leaders in the England camp. This is probably his last international tournament, right? I mean, honestly, does anyone think he's going to Euro 2024 in Germany? Pretty sure if the England boss then chose to leave out a 25-year-old Alexander-Arnold for a Trippier who's pushing 35, yeah, the Liberal fans would probably demand that someone's liver is getting thrown off a bus. But go on, get KT in the squad. Sorry, Trent. Centre back, John Stones. I remember the days when I thought John Stones could not defend. Back in 2016. Yeah. I mean, give it another couple of years, and he's probably gonna have won more Premier League titles than John Terry. Yeah, I guess that makes me look like I got soggy yogurt for brains. I think Stones should arguably be one of the first names on the team sheet. It is so final that England picked their two centre-backs correctly. And I'm sorry, but a centre-half with over 200 games for Man City, it's a no-brainer. Get him in the team. Centre-back Ben White. I realise this might be idiocy. Putting those John Stones and Ben White in the same back two centre-back pairing, probably about as clever as making Jonah Hill share a lift with the fat one off the chase. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those two would hurtle to their death. But listen, I know White and Stones are both technical, ball-playing defenders who, yeah, aerially at corner kicks might be bullied like a couple of nerds in Slytherin. I mean, surely one of them needs a rock, a leader to hold their hand in defence, right? But no, I'm sorry. These are both £50 million centre-backs who are right now engaged in the Premier League title fight. If these two can play together, then honestly, they should be embarrassed. These are elite centre-halves. And I'm sorry, but in the group stage, they're facing the likes of Kiefer Moore, Sardar Azmoun, and Josh Sargent. I think they'll be fine. Centre-back Mikhail Tomori. Remember when Mikhail Tomori was that unfashionable, bench-warming Chelsea right-back who Frank Lampard quickly got sick of? I think, considering Tomori was one of his Derby County boys, I assume Lampard would be this close to inviting him to spoon with him and Mason Mount in the tub. But no, ironically, he tried to sell him to Everton before he got the sack. Listen, he has since emerged into a title-winning centre-back for AC Milan. Yes! AC Milan. Imagine telling any English fan back in the days of Maldini and Nesta that soon England would have a centre-back winning the Serie A title for that club. Honestly, those English fans from Grimsby and Plymouth would have been drooling out of all four corners of their mouth. And then tell them that, no, he wouldn't be guaranteed a game. And that they'd probably choke on their tongue. Lad, Gareth Southgate is a former Middlesbrough centre-back who is refusing to pick a defender who plays at the San Siro. Again, what? Do you realise how close the FA came to losing this guy to Canada? This guy has to be third choice England centre-back at least. I mean, if White has a wobbly game, then immediately bring him in. Centre-back Eric Dyer. I'll be honest, I thought Eric Dyer's international career was dead. Honestly, he's best mates with Dele Alli, right? I thought this double act was as dead as Anta Deck. Oh wait, what? Are you telling me they're still going? But I thought one of them was caught urinating into his grandma's coffin or something. I don't know, I haven't really skimmed the news. Okay, well then I thought Dyer and Ali would be the modern day Jedward. Never to hear from them again, but to be fair, Dyer, he's done brilliantly under Antonio Conte. So yeah, bring him as a fourth choice centre-back spare, leaving Harry Maguire to cry at home in his bed. Left back Ben Chilwell. I know Luke Shaw put in a world-class performance against Germany. Yeah, he did, but I cannot in all good conscience choose to bring a left back who hasn't won a Premier League game of football since February. Honestly, this man has had a virtually non-existent 2022 at club level. I mean, he hasn't started 5 Premier League games in a row since last November. I mean, to be fair, you could say the exact same thing about Ben Chilwell. I mean, it's tough. But listen, Thomas Tuchel did not suit Chilwell. I mean, he's a £50 million defender who's been asked to play on the left wing. Lads, if you asked Ashley Cole to play left midfield, you'd have been wasting him as well. If Chilwell can get a run of games at Chelsea under Graham Potter between now and November, then yeah, I'm picking this Champions League winner at left back. Left back Ryan Sessegnon. Okay, don't panic, okay? Yes, I'm playing a back four, which means that Ryan Sessegnon would be about as much use as a bag of your nan's armpit hair. But if Chilwell gets an injury, then Trippier can slot in at left back. The reason for Sessegnon's inclusion is if you want the tactical flexibility to switch to 3 at the back, then in which case, right now, I'm sorry, but Ryan Sessegnon is the best English left wing back on form, and yet he's still yet to win a single senior cap. I mean, let's not forget, this man a journalist begging Southgate to pick him for the last World Cup, and yet he's still yet to be capped. Lads, if he's good enough for Antonio Conte, then he's good enough for Gareth Southgate. Lads, under Jose Mourinho, everyone said that Sergio Reguilon was the club's best player. Jimmy Redknapp was ready to die on that hill, and yet Sessegnon has basically seen him off to Spain. So yeah, get Ryan on that plane. Centre midfield, Declan Rice. Yeah. Obviously, next, centre midfield, Jude Bellingham. Okay, so I'm playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. So obviously, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham are the defensive blanket behind the attacking quartet. I think they proved against Germany that they make a pretty solid midfield pair. I mean, isn't this obvious? I mean, Bellingham is a 19-year-old wonder kid who is utterly bossing the Borussia Dortmund midfield, while Rice, yeah, he's just the modern-day Owen Hargreaves. A good player, but, I mean, a bit overrated. I know, yeah, they both played for more than one international team. I mean, don't forget, Hargreaves played for the Wales under-19 team in 1998. But yeah, I mean, clearly, both these men use international shirts to cling chewing gum off their foot. Absolute zero respect. Centre midfield, Trevoh Chalobah. What? Yeah, so this is another pick where you're going to think I've lost my mind, but I'm sorry, I cannot in all good conscience pick Calvin Phillips for this World Cup. Look, I realize he had a great Euro 2020, but fine, that's okay. He can just be that one tournament wonder. It happens. I mean, Owen Hargreaves only ever really had the 2006 World Cup. Gareth Barry was only ever given a chance at the 2010 World Cup. And Dele Alli shone at the 2018 World Cup. It's fine. So many midfielders have done well for England for just one tournament. There's no disgrace in that. The truth is that for Manchester City, Phillips has played 1 minute of Premier League football. I mean, he's been left out of 6 matchday squads. And in his last game for England, he played 90 minutes as you lost at home to Hungary by 4 goals. Since Euro 2020, this man has started in just 4 Premier League wins. It's a bit weird to say, but Nathaniel Chalobah is closer to the Chelsea first team than Phillips is to Man City. If Potter starts to use him more, then I love this pick. He is the perfect utility man. The English John O'Shea. Not only would he fill in as the unofficial 5th centre back, but I mean, he's a guy who's played nearly 100 games of football in central midfield, and a lot of them specifically as a defensive mid. And he's one of the few English players to have tasted another league, having played in League 1 for Lorient. This boy is a 23-year-old warrior. I mean, he played an entire cup final against Liverpool with a hole in his crotch. And just like how Dyer was a clever utility pick in 2018, I think Chalobah, despite 0 senior caps, I think his versatility would make for a delightful comfort blanket. Just in case. Centre midfield, Jordan Henderson. It was either Jordan Henderson or James Ward-Prowse. And I'm sorry, but there's only one winner. Yes, JWP has the free kicks, but Henderson has the legacy. You know, being a Champions League and Premier League winning captain. Yeah, I know he's 32 years old, but I'm sorry. So, this man is an absolute leader in the squad. You do not leave a man with 70 caps at home, especially when he's just off the back of a season where he nearly captained his team to a quadruple. Like, are you serious? Just leaving that wealth of experience stuffed at home in a bin? You would be prepared to leave the Liverpool captain at home just to pick the guy with nearly 400 games for Southampton? The midfield Matt Letitia? I mean, Southampton is supposed to be the feeder club for Liverpool, right? Yeah, Ward-Prowse is one of the few players who never got picked. You know, like an ugly duckling. So, there is a reason for that. Forward Phil Foden. Meet the team's number 10. I know he plays that wide for Man City, but no. I am playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, meaning that Phil Foden is the central attacking midfielder. I mean, come on, he's a 22-year-old Man City midfielder who is seamlessly replacing a football legend like David Silva. I mean, he's a guy who learns under Kevin De Bruyne every single day. Without a doubt, give him the number 10 role, playing behind Harry Kane. And what a monster. Midfield makes an out. Okay, here's Phil Foden second in command. Probably the first substitute off the bench. I'm bringing Mason Mount as the second choice number 10. I mean, maybe bring him on in the second half against tired defences. I mean, come on, he's a 23-year-old Champions League winning midfielder who's a future Chelsea captain. Yeah, without a doubt, take a seat on the bench. Forward James Maddison. Why does Gareth Southgate hate James Maddison? Can anyone please tell me what this man is 25 years old? And yet, has just 1 England cap? This guy played half an hour against Montenegro in 2019. And that's it. Never been seen since. I might understand if his form was in the gutter, but lads, he scored 18 goals last season for Leicester City and registered 12 assists. I mean, sure, I know picking someone who's at the bottom of the league is not a good look, but lads, he is banging form and he's been on a different level to anything Jack Grealish has produced since Euro 2020. Choosing to leave a playmaker who's netted over 20 goals since that tournament, choosing to leave him behind. after saying that your squad is picked on forward. It's laughable. Forward, Bukayo Saka. Well, this is obvious. Even at just 21 years old, Bukayo Saka is one of the most frightening wingers in the Premier League. I mean, yeah, he makes my starting 11, playing on the right wing in a 4-2-3-1. Brilliant player. Forward, Raheem Sterling. If Raheem Sterling had started the season poorly for Chelsea, then, yeah, stick him on the bench. But lads, he's already got 4 goals for them, and at 27 years old, he is one of the leaders of this English team. I mean, come on, he's got nearly 8 England caps. He's just 1 appearance behind Gary Lineker, and just 2 caps below Rio Ferdinand. As long as the performances are still good for Chelsea, and yeah, starting spot on the left, forward Jadon Sancho. Why? Why is Jadon Sancho not in the current squad? I've always said what a ridiculously brilliant baller Jadon Sancho is. And yeah, he's banging form for Man United under Eric Ten Hag. To me, this man should be pushing Sterling and Saka all the way for a wing spot. And honestly, I'll probably give him a start in at least 1 group game. He's an insanely good player. Forward Jack Grealish. Jack, oh, you're lucky. You are lucky to make this squad. If Emile Smith-Rowe was ripping up for Arsenal this season, instead of, fumbling his way into the background, then £100 million Jack would be watching this tournament on his telly. But yeah, go on then, take your seat on the bench. I mean, maybe bring him on in a knockout game if it goes extra time, but other than that, it's all just a bit meh. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if by Euro 2024, he'd lost his squad place entirely to someone like Ebereki Eze. I mean, it happened to Dele Alli. Centre forward Harry Kane. Obviously. Next, centre forward Tammy Abraham. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. Tammy Abraham is not having a good season. 2 goals in 7 games for Roma. That is not a good start, but he scored nearly 30 goals last season. People seem to think that he's a failed Chelsea striker, and in his debut season, he nearly scored 20 goals. This man has 119 goals in 270 games of club football. He has come a long way from the damp squib who netted 5 on loan at Swansea. I mean, I'll admit, back then, when he was talking about winning Ballon d'Ors, I thought he was about as dangerous as a soggy tea bag. But no, he is without a doubt on another level to any other English deputy to Kane. I mean, mentioning him in the same breath as Ollie Watkins or Dominic Calvert-Lewin is an insult to the man. If Kane did not exist, this man would be England's number 9 for a decade. Without a doubt, get him on the plane. Centre forward Ivan Toney. It's a shootout. Ivan Toney or Marcus Rashford. One is scoring goals for Manchester United and is nearly 50 England caps. The other, 2 years older than Rashford, has 0 caps and is playing for Brentford. Yeah, I mean, okay, if Rashford does get the nod, and he probably will, then I won't really have any complaints. I mean, he is keeping Ronaldo out of a football team, so yeah, fine. But it's just, I think, Tony's penalties. Would it not be useful having him in a penalty shootout? I mean, he's a hold-up target man, yes. Well, Rashford is just someone who plays on the shoulder. A bit like Abraham or even Sterling, right? But Tony is the wild card pick. I just think defenders won't really know who he is. I mean, Leonardo Bonucci didn't have a clue. Tony is the perfect target man with a sizzling technique. I don't know. He could be a useful sub in extra time. Sorry, Marcus. Anyways, for what do you think? Let me know in the comments what would your squad be, and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.